everyone, this is Tammy at Snowstorm Crafts, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. So today I want to show you guys I want to work in my, it's a soft covered Christmas journal that I'm working on, and if you guys aren't caught up with us, I will make sure to put that on the end screen. I'm going to do a playlist. I'll put it in a playlist so you guys can check it out, and so that's what I'm working on today, is this journal. And I want to show you guys how to make a fun collage with fabrics. And just like a little page collage. And what I want to do is also put a little batting in between and sew these two pages together and make like a quilted. Like I just want to sew all through it and make it like quilted. And yeah, so I actually have a process clip to show you guys how I constructed all this together because I have it all glued down. And yeah, so I will put that right now so you guys can come check it out, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so what I did exactly was I took some of this woven cotton fabric and put it down first. Then I fussy cut out some fabric that I had that has a pretty poinsettia on it, and I just fussy cut that out. I also have some end cuts here, or some salvage pieces from my cotton fabric. So I just have these end cuts. And I went ahead and just did some just interest sewing on it with some red thread. So I glued that down, and then I had some scraps and threads and different things like that that I put down underneath. Glued the fussy cut poinsettia out. I put that down on top, and then I have a really pretty pearl antique button. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of glary, huh? But it's just a little antique pearl button that I glued on top of some coffee dyed end cuts. And that's what these are. These are coffee dyed too. Or tea dyed. I think they might be tea dyed. Okay, so that's as far as I got. Oh, and then I put some lace underneath. Some tea dyed or coffee. This actually might be coffee dyed. I think it is because I did some coffee splatters on it. Some granulates. So it's coffee dyed lace that I went ahead and glued underneath. So that's as far as I've gotten so far. So it's just pretty much layered up collage. I want to incorporate this collage on the other side of the page, and I'll show you how I do that. And if you guys are interested in how I do these little clusters, I'll post that on the end screen, and you guys can come check it out. I have a detailed videos on how I construct those, and they're really fun. I love making them. But we'll get to this in a second. So what I want to do is move this to the side. So I just got a piece of batting underneath it, and just make sure it's smaller. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything because I'm going to do a bunch of just sewing through. But it just gives it a little quilted look to it and a nice little plush feel. So this is just some just cotton batting. So I'm going to put that to the side. And then this is going to be the other side of the page. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to fold it and see where half of it's going to be. And this I want to have on the other side. So I want to go ahead and make sure to sew it because I want to make a fun little just pocket so we could tuck something in here. And I want to do that before we attach all this together. Okay, so any kind of sewing you want to do on this page, just do it before you sew everything together. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. I think I want to, like, I could put it all together like this. This is how I think I want to put it. So this is just a coffee dyed piece of fabric, some tea dyed lace, and then I just got some pretty Christmas fabric that's incorporated throughout the journal. I have some here at the top too, and a little cluster. I went ahead and just added this up at the top of it. And I just want to kind of go like this with everything. So that's what I'm thinking. So I'll take this off for now, and I want to go to my sewing machine, and I'm going to do some sewing this together. I'm going to start here and sew all the way around and make it so it's this little side pocket so we can tuck something in there. So I'm going to go do that, and I will be right back. Okay, I want to get you guys caught up with what I'm doing here. I kind of went off and started doing some crazy stuff here. So what I did is, like I said, I was going to go ahead and sew that on there, made a pocket, so you can see I just sewed it like that. And I just caught all the edges here, and I went ahead and did these two together, the red and the lace. I took that off and sewed that through by itself, then put it down on top and went around like that. So I made a pocket, okay? And then I will glue that on in a minute. So I wanted to show you guys what I did here because I was like, you know what? I want something over on the other page. So what I did is I grabbed this piece of fabric that's, I think it's tea dyed. Might be coffee dyed. But it had a crease in it. So I'm like, you know, that would be a great flip. So I like the crease that's in it. And I was like, that could be great just to have to sew down, you know, just sew it here. And then it could be a little flip. Okay. So what I did is I started looking through my laces and everything that I have hanging around. And I just kind of collaged it up. I just did a little stacking here and did some end piece, some lace here, and then put this pretty flowers on top, right? So that's that top part. Then I was like, well, when you flip it, I want this side to look, you know, with something nice on it too. So I went ahead and I stacked, what did I do? I don't have to look to see. That's what I have to tell you guys before I forget what I did. But I think I just went ahead and, oh, okay, I put the end piece on this side. This piece right here is on this side with the pretty flowers on this side. So I laid that over here, stacked it up, and then over here I did this lace and then the pretty flowers on this side. So I stacked them all up, sandwiched them in, made sure enough that I could just sew through and catch as much as I could. And then it was still not really caught here, so I just went through with a straight stitch and kind of wavy. I just went like this and made it wavy, just trying to catch everything. I'm not trying to make it look perfect or nothing. I love that, how it just is imperfection, you know? It just is great to me. So you could just go like this and then go back up through and just make sure you're catching everything. So anything you got, just kind of layer it up on the edge here, and it'd be a fun little thing to grab onto to flip. Okay. Then I took my little crocodile here, and I did it on the smallest punch, which is 1/8 of an inch. And I just punched 3 holes in it. And then I grabbed some of this lace, and I started at the bottom here and weaved up and down and then up. And then I was like, well, I kind of want this to connect somehow. So, and then I was like, I want something dangling from it, which I thought this was really pretty. Kind of reminds me of like snowflakes. So it's just an earring that I've had sitting around forever. Just one of those earrings. So I went ahead and took off the little hook. I just did it with my needle nose and just popped it off. And I just went like this, went around the lace, tuck this in through like that. Okay. So that's all I did is just weave. I hung this off of it, tuck that around, and then I'm gonna meet it all up here at the top like this. And then I was thinking to just tying it off with this ribbon. So I wanted to hop on and show you guys what I've done here, because I kind of just went on a roll here and just kept going. And I'm like, wait, I gotta show you guys. I gotta show you guys what I did. Okay. So I hope all that makes sense to you guys. If you have any questions, please, comment down below and let me know. And make sure to hit the like button. I love it when you guys hit the like button and, comment down below. Let me know how you guys are doing and, what projects you're working on, or if you're following along and maybe making your own little softcover, Christmas journal and stuff. I'd love to hear about it. I love hearing from you guys. So there we go. Okay, and I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep that yet, but that's what I did. I just did a little weaving in and out, just like that. And then now I just make sure this earring's out of the way, and I'm going to go to my sewing machine and just do some sewing right here just to attach it, and then it's going to make it a little flip like that. Okay, now when it flips open, I made these with you guys the other day, just they're mini Christmas envelopes is pretty much what we did together. So I showed you guys how to fold these little mini envelopes, and I will put that on the end screen so you guys come check it out. And what I want to do is just have this one underneath here, and we'll find something for the little pocket. But I kind of want to hang it lower because I like the little key and the bulb pin hanging off of it. So I think if that hangs off the bottom of the journal, that would look really cool. So I'm gonna go down here with it and make it a flip. But what I'm thinking first, because anything you want to sew on, you need to sew it now before we attach these guys together. Okay? So I'm thinking I'm just going to run a stitch up here and maybe a little stitch down here. And then there'd be some side tucks if you want to tuck stuff in the sides. Okay? So there's that one, and then this little guy. I think he's so cute. And I'm not going to sew this one on because this is a pocket. If I was going to do that, I should have done it first. But it was an afterthought, so this one I'll just... Oh, that's right, I'm putting this here, huh? Well. I could go like that. Yeah, we could do that. Just have it like that, and then that could be a little pocket. So there we go. I'll just glue those two down when I'm done sewing. So I think that's all I need to sew onto here. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'll be back. I went ahead and did some fun just sewing to fit some things into pockets, and I think I want to put this up here for some interest. And I just did clusters, so this is why I save all my scraps. Like the other day I did a fun little pocket with you guys, and I got this all grunged up, and it was a whole big piece of paper, and I ripped some of it off. So you keep that kind of stuff just laying on your desk. And I put that back behind right here, just right back behind it. And then I just layered up some fun little things. And I did it in a time lapse, and I showed you guys. So I'm just kind of talking about what I did here. And I just stacked it up after I grunged it and everything, and I think that would be great to go here. And I got some stuff to put into pockets here. So I just did some sewing, just some interest sewing. And what I just did some coffee spray on it, and then I did some crackling campfire after I dried them with my heat gun, and just went like this with my finger when they're a little bit wet, and just kind of just made them all look grungy on the sides there. And then I took my ink and just my oxide and just brushed it on the sides there and got it into the grooves and stuff, and it looks really cool. And then just a little stitching back and forth right here and kept the threads long. So those are fun just to stick into pockets. And I love the threads. I love how they stick out and just got a little interest going. I want to go ahead and glue this onto the front here. I did the same thing. Just kind of went like that with my finger when it was wet with the coffee spray. And then did a little stitching, just straight stitch back and forth. Left some threads long. And I'm going to glue that there. Then with this one, I went ahead and put some cheesecloth behind it and just put the little Christmas tree ornament label on top here and did some zigzag stitching and did a little straight stitch up here like that. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and put a little dab of glue behind that just because I don't want this cheesecloth just to come out. So just think about that kind of stuff and just glue that down. And I think this will fit nicely in here like that. So it's just so much fun just to layer things up and see what you got. Okay. Oh, and what I did here, and I did it off camera because it's fiddly, I went ahead and took my magnets, and I just have just some magnets I got off Amazon, and I'm pretty sure the link is down below for the little mini magnets, but if I don't have it down there, let me know in the comments below. But they're pretty powerful, and as you can see, I mean, they just really stick together here. And they work great. So what I did is I put a magnet here, and I stuck it in between the layers here and popped it out through one of the holes right there. And then, so it's not showing, I took a piece of just some lace here and cut out the flower. I just fussy cut one of the little flowers out and just placed it right on top. You could see the metal poking through. I think you could see that. And it's just right underneath it. And what I glued down, what I used is E6000, and it's just Fabrifuse. And you can get this like at Walmart or anything like that. That's usually where I get it. And it works great for like little metal things and stuff like that. So then I lined it up. I don't really want to touch them together yet because they're still sticky. And I lined it up where it's going to close, and I did this on the other side here so you could see that little guy. So I just glued it on the top, stuck it there, and I just have it drying. And I did this before I sewed our pages together. So think of all that kind of stuff you want to do before you sew your pages together. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave that like that until it dries for a little bit. Then I want to just glue this down here just for some fun interest in the background. Like that. And I want to glue this one here. And I want to take my little flower cluster and I want to glue it on top here. I think that's super fun. And then put this one here. And then I'll have to find something fun to put in the little pocket there. So, and I just did some stenciling on top of that. Isn't that fun? The little stencils. And I just used the crackle campfire. But I show you guys that in the video. So like I said, I'll put that on the end screen. I don't think I do it in the video. I think I did it afterwards. But that's what I did is I just used my little makeup brush here and this with the stencils. I got snowflake stencils and just did it over the top. So it's just fun. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue all this down. And then I'm going to go to my sewing machine. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to take my batting. All the threads are sticking to it. That's what it does. Okay, so I'm going to take my batting, make sure it's all lined up, and then I'm just going to do some fun interest sewing all throughout. I might change the thread to red. I don't know if I want to do black on this part, but I think I changed the thread over to red. And I just want to do some just fun stitching, just to get it all just quilted on there. and I will be back and show you guys what I did. Okay, so that was fun to do, you guys. Like, it looks really cool. You can see on the side better. So what I did is I just, let's see, where did I start? I just started here. I have a wavy stitch, but you can do any kind of stitch you want. You can even do a straight stitch all the way through, however you want to do it. And you just start at the top and just work your way around, turn it, and then go that way, and then work your way up, turn it. It's that easy. And you just keep going back and forth, back and forth. And you never have to take your needle out or anything. You just start on one end, work your way up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Then take it and cut your string and turn it. And then here, let's see, where did I start? Turn it, and then just start here, work your way down, lift your foot, turn it, go that way, then, you know, go this way, and then you just turn and go this way, turn. So you do it all without taking your needle out. Just go up and down, up and down, up and down, and then just take it and cut it there. So it's seriously that easy, you guys, and it's so much fun. And it's just got a cool quilted look on here, and then it keeps everything down too. So, you know, I mean, of course, glue it and stuff, but I just made sure I missed that button. I just had to go around the button and just made sure I didn't, of course, sew right through it. But yeah, I just have it upright like this so I can see what I'm doing and make sure none of these pieces are getting folded over like this, you know, and stuck down. I'll show you what I use to do that. I'm sure that there's like a certain name for it, which I'll have to ask my mom, but I'm not sure if this is even for that. But what I do is when I have it going through the sewing machine and I see something about to flip up like this, I just, don't take your finger. I always take this and kind of, you know, lift my foot up a little bit and push this down, put my foot back down, and then move it, and then sew. So if you see something starting to flip over, I mean, a skewer would work too. I mean, you can even take like maybe a crochet hook or something and kind of do that, or chopstick. I mean, a chopstick would work. You just kind of gotta, I like this because it's nice and it's flat and it gets in there really nice. So I always keep this right by my sewing machine. But I don't even know if it's for this, but it works great. So that's what I use. And yeah, so we got this far. And I glued everything down where I want it. And the thing is, as you could see, when I glued this down, it will, with the Fabrifix glue, it'll seep through. So I took my pencil and went like this until it dried, just to make sure it didn't stick down and glue my pocket shut. So I just kind of, little tip and trick there, just did that. So now it's good to go. I will find something to put in the cute little pocket here. This goes in here like that, and I think that's fun. Okay, and now let's test our little, I think it's dry enough. Test our magnet here. So let's see, oh, is that cool, you guys? How fun is that? It works. So we got our little magnet. How fun. Okay, so I made sure just to hide the magnets, and now what I want to do, I'm just going to take this out so it doesn't fall. Now what I want to do is sew these together. And I'm sure you could glue them. I mean, just, you know, you can take your Fabrifix glue and just glue all the way around and stick this one on top, and you're good to go. But I'm going to go ahead and sew around it. So I'm just lining them up, sticking them together, and then you could take your clips. With something like this, I kind of like to clip it because I can't see both sides. So, oh wait, look at it, make sure everything's right side up, the way you want it. Okay, that's the way I want this side, right? Everything's up, right side up. Okay, line it up. And then everything is the way I want it on this side. Okay. So we're just gonna do that. Make sure it's lined up, and then just take it and do your little clips around. And I'm just gonna go to my sewing machine and just sew all the way around it. You know, start at one end and just sew it all the way shut. And then we will sew it into our journal. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back and we'll go from there. This turned out so fun. So I want to show you guys. There was a couple of spots I could not get my sewing machine or my needle and everything around. So what we're gonna do is just do the glue down with some Fabrifix glue. So right here, I could get to there with it. I just did a zigzag stitch all the way around. And I couldn't get right here. So you can see that opening. So what I'm gonna do is just take it and glue it. So there's always a fix to everything. So don't panic if something like that happens. Just take your some kind of fabric glue. Any kind of fabric glue will work, and just do a little glue down, just on the edge right there, and then that'll stay just fine. Okay. And right here, because I couldn't get underneath this envelope, I went too far down. So maybe think about that kind of stuff when you're, you know, gluing everything down to the back page or the other page, the other side. And then we wouldn't, you don't have the problem I just had. So there you go. I just made it so you guys can think a little ahead here, unlike me. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do a glue, just a bead of glue right here. I'll make sure to get it underneath the batting too, and on top of the batting, because it's right there. And then you're gluing both sides. And there we go, and it's just that easy. So there's always a fix to stuff. All right, now, I think this is turning out so fun. Okay, so this is the journal we're working on. And what I want to do is, I'm just gonna make sure everything's lined up here. Like this, find the middle. Move everything out of the way. So I'm gonna just fold this like that. And you know what? It could be wherever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be exactly the middle. You know, like you don't have to fold it exactly in the middle, because I think I had some stuff that's too close here. You know, plus it doesn't really matter. Like, it's all gonna look good. Let me make sure my lace is up where I want it. Go like this. I think I like it like that. So then when it opens up, this will go out a little further, and then this one will go like to here. So I think that'll work great. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Because then this won't be in the way when we tie the closure. So I can move it over a little bit. Okay. So just kind of look, see where you want it. Make sure everything's moved out of the way. So when you do sewing, and make sure your closures are out of the way, so they're over onto the side. And you don't want to sew those across anywhere like that. Then you have to do stitch ripping. And that is no fun. Okay. So I'm just gonna get it where I want it. And then you can pin it down if you want to, which isn't a bad idea. Just do that and that. Okay. And since I already have a guideline where I sewed last time, oh, I don't know if I want to do that because it'll make that go down, but I could just flip it and just sew it in the same spot here. So I just follow this and sew it all the way down. And there we go. So I'm gonna go do that, and I will come back and we'll look at the end results. Okay, I just wanna show you guys, I put it in wrong. I got it stitched in, but I want this side in the middle of the signature here. So I'm going to take my stitch ripper, and I'm going to just stitch rip it all off, flip it, and turn it so the pretty flower's facing up. So I'll be back. Okay, I want to show you guys, if you're noticing like the tissue paper coming up, just go ahead and take maybe some art glitter glue and just kind of tack it down. And also adding things to the, like I did here to the front, and you can kind of see it through, it really reinforces it. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to put more things here to reinforce this paper, you know, from ripping and stuff. So I'm just going through and just tacking down some of the things, because I ran through here too many times and it kind of made it a little fragile. So you can always just go through and just add some more glue down. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys that, but I think this turned out so fun. Okay, so let's look at it real quick. So there we go, that's what I wanted in the middle. So I wanted it just like that. So we did our fun collage here and did some really fun little pockets on each side. And then we got our magnet closure here, like that, with our little goodies. So I hope you guys found this informational. And if you could please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you guys can see my next video when I post it. Like, comment, and share, and let's grow together. And keep on crafting.